3 simple steps to start selling on Amazon with little or no money. In this video, I'm going to go over the 3 steps to start selling on Amazon with little or no money to start with. I completely understand that if you are starting a business on Amazon, or just in general, you may be working on a shoestring budget, which leaves you with little to invest. So let's go over how to overcome this obstacle. Hey, I'm Daniel Aronsson, the creator of Infinity Code, a proprietary and scientifically proven method of successfully selling private label products on Amazon. For over 5 years, I've sourced and sold over 200 different products on Amazon. I started with very little, but since rising to success, I've been involved with more than 24 brands. I've hired over 150 people and set up multiple offices in China and the Philippines. Before I explain how you can start selling on Amazon with little or no money, just like I did, I must call something out. There is a common massive misconception among most teachers of Amazon selling, be it private label or even, teachers of other methods of selling online. That is that you have to invest, let's say, at least $1,000 to get started selling on Amazon. This is a lot of upfront capital and investment to get going, and it's one of the issues that will prevent a lot of people from starting to sell on Amazon. But let me tell you though that this is absolutely wrong. It is total and utter BS, and it's actually astounding to me that this is something people still talk about. I think one of the reasons people say this is because they use this against you to sell you other solutions, to convince you that their way of making money online is somehow superior to selling private label products on Amazon. While there are many ways to make money online, I can honestly tell you that after more than 5 years in the business, I have never seen any method make more people wealthy and successful as quickly as selling private label products on Amazon. This is as true today as it was 5 years ago, so this claim that you have to invest a significant amount of money to start selling on Amazon is just ridiculous, and you really have to be a bit stupid, to be honest, not to see that you don't have to spend a ton of money upfront to private label. So let me explain. There are 3 steps to start selling private label products with little to no money on Amazon, and I'm going to show you what those are right now. So step number 1 is to identify a great opportunity through validated product research. Let me first say that I have mentioned our proprietary methodology for doing product research on Amazon in other videos on this channel, in which you can see how we do this. So make sure you check those videos out after this video. Basically, our methods almost guarantee you success because you're going to find products that are proven and backed up by data to be good, hot opportunities for you right now. So the first step is not to guess and waste your time, energy, and money on something that isn't almost guaranteed to succeed. Step number 2 is to source a hybrid product, not a full private label product to start. And this is where everyone gets things wrong. A hybrid private label product simply means that you will find inventory that is already made and is unbranded to put your brand on and then sell. This is what no one basically realizes you can do. The classic full label approach, so the full private label approach, is to have a factory run a new production for you and create the product from scratch, putting your logo and branding right on the actual product. The only problem with this is that this does indeed have a minimum investment, which can be rather steep for someone just starting out. And this is because the factory must run an entirely new production for you, and that costs them a bit of money. To simply turn on the machine and run it does cost a bit of money, because these are, serious machines they use for most products. So for it to make sense and be profitable for the factory to do this for you, they need a minimum order from you, which is oftentimes around 300 units. Since I actually live here in China, I know this firsthand, and it does not, it's not the factory's fault. It's really just their business model and the way it works. But there is a very easy way around this. That's the good news. So first of all, the only reason you'd want the factory to run a new production for you is if you're customizing the product or if you really want your logo or branding on the unit itself. This is not something that is required to start selling private label products. So if you remove that need, everything changes. You see, most factories will carry some unbranded inventory, and there's a ton of companies in China, for example, that will carry products that are already made, and they are happy to sell even just 5 units of that to you to start. For almost any product you can think of, you can find unbranded inventory through suppliers or sites like AliExpress and Alibaba. And what you will simply do when you find that inventory is ask the company, the factory, the trading company, or whoever you're dealing with to put stickers on the product or put them inside a bag. You know, just simple plastic bags with a simple note in that bag or even a sticker on that bag. You can even do this yourself if you want to see the units, you know, have them to your, sent to your house, and then you can do this, you know, put it in a bag with a sticker and ship it into Amazon, FBA. This is literally all you need to create a private label product on Amazon, and trust me, as long as the product is of high enough quality, the customer will not care. They really will care about the product itself. Yes, it's not as good for building brand loyalty and wowing and impressing the customer to do it this way, but people will generally have no problem with this because they're getting the product that they want, and you know, they really don't think about it, that it's not in like nice packaging. That can help wow them and have the logo on the unit and things like that. But if it's not the case, they're not going to think much of it, because remember, most people are not aware of how this actually works and how branding is done and things like that. And if you have bought products on Amazon, you'll see that a lot of products actually arrive like this, and it's because the biggest sellers know this. The biggest sellers do not fully private label products before they're proven to sell. Logically, they would much rather source 100 different products like this and start with 5 to 10 or 25 units of each product and simply follow this strategy. Set it up on Amazon and then scale the winners. Test it and then see what works and run with that. This is much more profitable and much more efficient, and there is no reason for you not to do this as well. So again, for any product you want to sell, you can reach out to someone with unbranded inventory and get this done for as little as 1 unit as the lowest amount you want to start with. So let's recap the first 2 steps to starting the selling process on Amazon with little or no money. You could start with, let's say, 5 units of a product, which might cost you around 50 bucks. And you simply put each item into a bag with a sticker on it, which costs next to nothing to do. If you do not have 50 bucks to start your Amazon business, you are not being completely honest, in my opinion. And no offense, but I think anyone and everyone can manage to put that kind of money together. Now, I'm not saying it's the ideal situation necessarily to only start with 5 units, but if you can do 20 to 25 units, that's more than enough. Now, what you'll do next leads us to step number 3. And step number 3 is to scale the product with your profits. So if you did step number 1 right and you found a great opportunity, you will be profitable on even 5 units because you have great profit margins. So with those 5 units, you will now have more money when you sell them. Now you can reinvest those profits to buy more inventory and then just rinse and repeat. Yes, it might take you some time if you start with just 5 units and you only reinvest the profits from those sales, but it can be done. And I kid you not that my very first private label order on Amazon was just over $200 because I was a student paying loans, working in a bowling alley literally at night to get by. That's all I had to start, but from there, only from that little amount of money, I reinvested it and I grew to selling products for tens of thousands a month within just a couple of months. And you can see the actual screenshots from my beginnings here on the screen. Eventually, I built a team of more than 50 people working for me on this business, and it all started with just over $200, like you can see in the screenshot of my very first private label order ever. So yes, you can make this happen too. If you don't believe me, again, here is the actual invoice for my very first private label product order ever on Amazon. And you can see this was about 5 years ago. So that's it. It's really that simple. Remember that choosing to avoid selling private label products on Amazon because you do not believe you have enough money to do so is one of two things. A, it is a BS excuse and you need to work on your mindset. I did not let that stop me, and neither should you. And I'm telling you this from love. I'm telling you this because I want to help you. If you're letting that stop you, again, trust me, start by working on your mindset so you can believe it, and then go and make it happen. Even if it takes some time, it's going to be well worth it. And it's definitely better than sitting around and not doing anything at all. Or option B is that someone is telling you this, that you can't start unless you have more money, to try to sell you something else. To be honest with you, a lot of online marketers will tell you that other models do not work or are less viable than theirs because of X, Y, and Z. And oftentimes, that's complete nonsense. It's just to sell you something else. This is one reason I've heard given many times for why private label selling on Amazon isn't ideal or the best way to start a business. But as I've just shown you, that's simply not true. And in fact, I believe it's the best business model for someone new to start making money online. So please do not listen to other people's opinions on this, fears, false beliefs, marketing gimmicks, etc. And also do not listen to that part of yourself that wants to tell you that you can't do something. You can. I've done it, and many others have done it too. You can even see videos on this channel from other people talking about their journey with this exact business model and how they found success. I believe in you, and you can be next. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just know that you can learn more about this topic and many others in my completely free Amazon crash course, which outlines our entire proprietary system for selling private label products successfully on Amazon from start to finish. The mini course is really a step-by-step blueprint for success. Check it out in the link below, and feel free to leave a few questions or comments here as well, and I'll personally respond back to you. See you next time.